Welcome to the sixth and final video in this series. This one is called How to Get an Unfair Advantage. And I'll explain exactly what I mean by that in a couple minutes. But first, I want to run down a few things for you. First and foremost, I want to kind of recap. In the first video, I showed you what the Bulletproof Notion work management system is really all about. In the second video, I gave you specific concrete examples. I shared my screen and showed you exactly how you can get started, the first couple of steps to getting into a system like this. I also explained to you how this is the effectiveness of this system is based much less on the app and much more on the system itself for how to use the app. I explained that the reason many of us have struggled for many years is based on the fact that we think the app is the system. And when we start to realize it and we start to see how to, what's been sort of going wrong all these years, what we realize is it's because we've been using the apps without really having a system that prescribes how we use those apps, how we set those apps up. So in other words, the system should be devoid of needing any apps. As I've mentioned, you should be able to do the system with a notebook and a pen and paper if you wanted to, okay? The bottom line is you have the system, then you can use the app. And then I introduced you to Notion, and where many of you over the years may have looked at Notion and had an experience like I've had, like many of the beta testers now in the system explained they've had, which is you look at it and you see this blank page, and you might even have a sense from having seen other people's templates that it can do all this stuff, but you have no idea where to start. So I've given you the starting point. And then I gave you the secret weapon for why this system is so effective, and I explained why it has to do with the reflection part of capture, clarify, organize, reflect, and engage, right? The reflection part is really what molds the whole thing together into a system that you can actually trust. And I've certainly explained what that means throughout the course of these videos, okay? Then I gave you some examples of how it's worked very effectively in my own life, and I shared with you some of the testimonials in the last video from some of the beta testers who have been in the system for a couple months now, right? And so hopefully what you've gotten out of this up to this point is that this is very easy for you to pick up and implement yourself. I've done most of the heavy lifting for you. And then if you care to, I've mentioned I'm going to provide you with the resources that will teach you how to create this or stuff like it from scratch. But you don't need to know that. You can pretty much take the template that I've created for you, plug it into your own system, effectively plugging the whole system into your own business, and just take off and run with it. And as I've mentioned along the way, you'll probably, as you learn more and more about how to use Notion, you'll customize it and start making it more and more your own. So, first of all, I'm excited to announce that registration for access to the templates in this whole program is opening up in a couple of days. And for those of you who sign up with Group 1, this very first group that I'm going to take through, I will be walking you through and really hand-holding you step by step how to implement this whole work management system. And this isn't going to be theory. This is going to be the actual application of the principles of this system in your daily life. And now I want to answer some questions because I've been getting emails from people. Anybody who emails me gets my autoresponder. Plus, when you dive into this program, you're going to learn very quickly why I hate email and why I don't use email, mainly because it's so incredibly inefficient. And so here I'm being efficient. I'm taking a page out of my own program here, and I'm optimizing for retrieval. So rather than individually reply to all your emails, I figure I'll answer the questions that I'm getting. A lot of them are kind of different versions of the same questions, essentially. I'll answer them here, and that will take care of it for, most of you. And then if there's a few one-offs, that I need to, I'll answer specifically, okay? So the first question is, can I just get the templates? And the answer is no. And the reason why is originally I was going to make that option available. And I was going to have two different options, one for just the templates, the other for the course, for the course and the templates. And obviously, the second would be much more expensive. What I decided to do instead is I wanted to just make the whole damn thing more affordable for everyone. And so, as you'll find out, I'm pricing it a lot lower than I've typically priced any kind of bulletproof course that I've done in the past. And based on that, I figure you'll have the templates and you'll have the course. And I think you're going to agree, when you watch the video once I open up the cart, that the price I've landed on is extremely fair for both the templates and the course. And you're still going to have my 90-day money-back guarantee. And quite frankly, if you take me up on that option and ask for a refund, no questions asked, I will give you a refund, and you've still got the templates. I can't take those back. You'll obviously lose access to the community and all the other resources. But, I stand by that sort of guarantee that, so I'm taking all the risk here, in other words. So again, We're not going to give separate options. It's basically one price. You get the courses and the templates, because the reality is, and this is what I really thought about, if you just get the templates, I can almost guarantee you're going to see very quickly why you're going to need the course. There's just so much to this that you're going to need the guidance that walks you through, how to use each of the templates that you choose to use. So I figured I was really kind of doing you a disservice if I offered you that option, and I think a lot of people would end up looking at that as me trying to sort of make a little extra money by getting you to buy the templates only to have to upgrade and buy the whole course. So anyway, no just templates option, and I think that makes it clear as to why. Am I going to teach you how to create your own templates? Yes, there is a module in this course that includes lessons for that specifically. It's towards the end. My expectation is most of you will not be there for quite a while, especially since, from what I gather, most of you are very new to Notion itself. But definitely, I think what's going to happen is you're going to develop a very natural curiosity as you start working with the templates I've created about how you can customize and evolve and make these your own. If you watched Mariette's video in particular, in the previous video, if you watched her testimony, she shows you how, and she kind of shows you my version of the journal and hers, so you can see how she has very quickly picked up and learned, and she's very smart, and so she's already made a lot of changes to make it more her own. Some of you will be less bold than that, and it will take you longer. But bottom line, yes, there will definitely be lessons in the course on how to create your own templates, and for that matter, how to edit the ones that I've provided you with, so that once again, you can make it more and more your own and make it conform to the way your brain works and the way your organization works. What will be covered in the live Q&A? Well, that, my friends, is entirely up to you. In the past, I've gone in there with a sort of an agenda, and I feel like that's kind of doing you a disservice, because then what happens is you come in there with questions, and there's no time to get to your questions because I filled the whole time up with what I thought you needed, right? So I don't want to make any assumptions about what you need. In fact, I'm going to take this to the extreme other end. These live Q&As are going to be planned for, I forget, I think it's an hour or 90 minutes each. I think it's 90 minutes each, right? And the idea is you come with the questions. So if you come and there's only 4 questions and it only takes a half an hour to answer those questions, then it's going to be a lot shorter than 90 minutes, right? And so that's why, by the way, we're not going to schedule these live Q&As until a good month after registration opens, so that you've had a chance to dive in and play and formulate your questions, right? And then we're going to do a series of 2 90-minute sessions, which should be ample time to cover whatever questions you may have accumulated by then. And then after that, of course, there's the community. You can always use the community to ask any questions that come up ongoing. And I'm not going to promise this, but at some point I may, happily do like more live Q&A stuff just to help out. And you'll see also more and more these days the way I'm answering people's questions in all of my communities that support the different courses and programs I have. I'm using Loom a lot more. So I'm just, instead of writing out a long text response, I feel like it's much more effective for you, and it's easier for me, frankly, to just record a short video to answer a lot of your questions. So I'm definitely going to be doing a lot of that in the community. Next question is, what will the bonus videos cover? These videos are bonus videos that I'm only making available to people who sign up for this group 1. They will not be included in the course. And the answer is I don't know yet what they're going to cover, because I'm going to wait actually till after the live Q&A, because in my experience, what will happen after that live Q&A is done is that will give rise to ideas for me on what exactly I can offer you that's not already included in the course. So I really want to sort of custom tailor this to exactly what your needs are. Those of you who are in this first group who sign up right away, who take advantage of the early bird opportunity that I'm offering you. The other question I got was, is there a video for each template? And the answer is absolutely yes. That was the most important thing. That was before I had anything else sort of baked into the outline. There was no question. The first thing I did was list all the templates that I had created and new ones as I added them. And for sure there was going to be, and there is now, a video for every single template. In some cases, you'll see a lot of overlap and repetition, because there are some templates that have use cases for different areas in the bigger picture Notion work management system. And so I explain how you might use the same template in a little different way with a little different purpose in mind. So you'll see in some cases, in effect, there's actually 2 videos for a single template. And so for sure there is. And then there's obviously a lot of videos on a lot of the other concepts that go around the templates that I've given you very naturally. Okay, so You've no doubt by now, heard me talk about, read in my emails about the early bird waitlist. I'm going to go live with this program in a few days. But before the public has access to this, the first email is going to go out on Sunday to everybody on my early bird waitlist. And as I've mentioned, I'm probably only going to take the first 100 people in this group for this bonus offer because I'm doing the live Q&A. I want to do these custom tailored videos specific to, the needs of the group. And I want to make sure I have the bandwidth, the capacity to be able to give everyone who does sign up this go-around the due attention that you deserve. So I am going to limit it to the first 100 people who sign up. After that, people can sign up, but not with the bonuses, right? Not with the live Q&A, not with the bonus videos for sure. Everybody gets access to the community, and with that, of course, I will provide ongoing support to anybody who joins in or out of group one here. So that's what the early bird waitlist is all about. And I would encourage you, if you haven't, to just make sure you're on the list. If you've already, if you've already clicked and added your name and email, then you're in. You don't have to do it again. But just the other day, I got an email from somebody who is on the list, and she was asking me what link to share with people because somebody actually had approached her and said, hey, do you happen to know anybody in the accounting industry who's teaching accountants how to use Notion? And she said, as a matter of fact, I've got just the thing. And so she asked me what link, and I gave her the link to the very page that's got all these videos that you're watching in this series, because if you poke around on this page, you'll see where the button is to click to make sure that you get on that early bird waitlist. If you do, you will get the first email that goes out on Sunday morning. I believe we're sending it out at 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern. So just, I would say, sit there, make sure you're at your computer just before then, so that as soon as the email comes in, you can click that link and get right in and sign up. And the second you sign up, I'll explain more about what happens from there, in the video that you're going to see on the sign up page. But very quickly for now, the second you sign up, you'll get an email autoresponder. Check your spam folder, right? Because sometimes these things end up there. But I promise you there will be an autoresponder with a link to access the templates and instructions for what to do. And of course, there will be your access to the course will be immediate. And by the time you've gotten to that point and you've watched the video that I'll share with you about the whole program, which is going to be on that, on that landing page, you'll have a look at exactly what's going to be included in the course. I'm going to walk through the whole outline for you so you understand exactly what you're getting. And plus, again, all the bonuses that we're offering for you on this first group of people who sign up and take advantage of this offer. So again, very simple. Make sure you're on the list. Make sure you're, in front of your email at that time this coming Sunday, and then I will make sure that you get in to group one. I don't think, even though we have well over 250 people by now on the early bird waitlist, I've done a few of these before. My experiences, we won't actually get to the whole 100 on the first day, but then the next day I'm going to open it up to the public, and then the rest of it will probably fill up very quickly. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Good luck. I really hope to see each and every one of you who's taken the time to go through these videos at this stage, join the program and give me the opportunity to help you create the kind of life, frankly, that you really want, because you've got such a good and efficient system that you can trust, that eliminates your stress, because you're going to handle everything that you have on your plate, because, again, you have a system you can trust that ensures that you won't forget anything or drop any balls. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it, and I'll see you in a couple of days when we launch this program via email early Sunday morning.